Real quick, so we all know that the Trump administration has ass-blasted the U.S. economy in 100 different ways. The tariff policy is consistently in the top 3 of blasting the most economically related ass, and ruining our agricultural trade with China is obviously the ass most blasted, but let's take a closer look anyway. Just a little background here. On April 10th, Trump imposed a 145% tariff on China. April 11th, China raises its tariff to 124%. May 12th, Taco Trump concedes to lower China's tariffs to 30%, and China responds with a 10% tariff, but with additional retaliatory tariffs on a few things from the U.S. The price of U.S. soybeans to China then shot up about $2 a bushel, making the U.S. bushel about $1.20 more than those from South American countries like Brazil or Argentina. And did you know that soybeans were almost 14% of the total agricultural exports in 2024, with China making up the majority of that, making up about 7% of the country's entire agricultural exports. In 2025, thanks to Trump's tariff war, Chinese purchases of soybeans were only about $2.5 billion for the whole year, and exports after May of this year have effectively stopped completely. The American Soybean Association blames Trump's tariff war as the cause of this. So with one masterful gambit, the wispy-haired orange bitch in the Oval Office has effectively removed 7% of our country's agricultural exports. But hey, at least Brazil hit record exports of soybeans to China recently, so that's great. Art of the deal. So let me get this all straight. The man who was elected to run the country like a business, negotiator-in-chief, Mr. Art of the Deal himself, cannot strike a deal with Democrats to avoid a government shutdown. 2 weeks into which, he's not even willing to sit down with Democrats to negotiate, who are just trying to protect healthcare for 20 million Americans. He imposes global tariffs on our allies that blow up, as expected, which results in the U.S. losing out on 7% of our total agricultural trade. Trump has been considering a $10 billion bailout for farmers since September, and there's been no movement on that. Farmers who would only need a bailout due to the genius tariff plan. And lest we forget, that bailout money comes from tariffs, which are overwhelmingly paid by consumers like you and me. Instead, Trump decides to use $20 billion of our taxpayer dollars to bail out Argentina. And then Argentina just turns around and joins Brazil in scooping up billions of dollars of soybean exports to China that they used to get from us. And now Trump's threatening to raise the tariffs on China to 130% like they did in April that started all of this, and planning to give an additional $20 billion to Argentina so American farmers, I guess, could just fuck off, be poor, and die in a field. But hey, art of the deal, right? How's your fucking golden ballroom coming along?